Some other developments we're following is this yield curve inversion. Now, I know a lot of people, they hear this and their eyes just sort of glaze over here, but it does bear repeating that when you have a 2-year, netting you more than a 10-year, it doesn't always mean that it leads to a recession. But we can say that every recession has been preceded by a short-term maturity yielding more than a longer-term maturity. So it bears watching. I wonder if Art Laffer is watching it right now, the former Reagan Svengali, much more with us. Art, what do you make of this whole yield curve fixation that we have? I mean, do you follow it and say, all right, this is another bit of noise that I should keep an eye on, or what?
I have followed it over the years a lot, Neil, and it's been a very valuable thing because when the long yields are lower than the current yields, it means there's an expected decline in the real rate of return on capital, which is a clear sign of a forecast of the market for a recession. I don't think that's the case today because the federal government is intervening so much in these markets that these rates do not reflect expected returns over the next year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. They just don't. And so, therefore, I don't put much credence in that measure at all. But I do put a lot of credence into Elon Musk. I've just never been so excited than I am by him taking a position in Twitter. It's really wonderful.
Why is it wonderful?
Because I think he'll be able to change the culture of Twitter and make it much more open for everyone and not have it canceled all the time. And once you get open networking there, you really can get a sharing of views, and it's a much more democratic way of dealing with the world. And I think just like Bezos taking over the Washington Post, I think Elon Musk taking over this will be a clear improvement in democracy in this country. And I'm very excited by it.
You think about it, the Washington Post has been tougher on him since he took over the Post than it has prior. I am curious, though, what you make of a lot of these billionaires right now being closely scrutinized by the Biden White House, the Elizabeth Warrens, and all these others who are now saying you have been dodging the tax man on a percentage basis. You don't pay nearly what your secretaries are paid or assistants are paid, and that it is gaining steam. Do you think it is gaining steam?
I think it's a loser all the way, Neil. I don't think these people have a lick of sense in their heads as to what they're talking about. What we need is a low-rate, broad-based flat tax like the one I did with Jerry Brown, to where you get it there. Rich people are not our problem. They are our solution. Look what Elon Musk has done with regard to batteries and technology and these companies. Look what Bezos has done with Amazon. These guys are the people we need to cultivate and think. That's what makes America so phenomenal, is that we have these great entrepreneurs that have created all this growth and prosperity in this country. They're not the ones that are the enemies of the problems. Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden, they are the problems. They are the ones trying to stifle America's leadership in this world. And it really bothers me that they're trying to go after these people as opposed to sending them flowers and thanking them for all the taxes they do pay. When you've got a client of yours paying you money, you should not try to flip them off. You should probably try to be nice to them. That is not what these tax spenders people do. They just do the exact opposite, and it's wrong.
Let me get your take on what's happening right now in our markets and the economy. Last time I think you and I were chatting, I said we were still waiting for the stagflation part of the inflation. In other words, in the 1970s, we got both almost simultaneously. The underlying economy has been very, very strong. I think we've had 11 straight months of better than 400,000 jobs gained each month. But we did start seeing hints of maybe a consumer sort of a pullback in the latest spending figures. I think they were up 0.2% in February, which is about 1/10 the rate they were in January. Do you think we're starting to see a slowdown now? And is it going to be like the 70s, or how do you see it?
Well, what I saw and what we talked about last time, and I think what I said is that, we had that artificial dip down because of the pandemic, and the recovery coming there, which was a bounce back from the pandemic because these people took jobs, went to work, did all of that. But we still have not gotten to the employment levels of the pre-pandemic. Our growth rates are not where they should be by any means. I think we are having not a stagflation in the sense of the 70s. I think we're having secular decline in production in the U.S., much like Japan, much like Germany. just a very slow growth because of the huge imposition of government on the economy. But it's not a high unemployment. It's really a very low will to work, low productivity, and that long run, I think, is our real problem. And that's much more difficult to deal with than a recession. This is not a recession. This is a secular decline in the U.S., and we haven't recovered from where we were, and I don't see much prospects with these policies of recovering.
All right. Well, watch it closely. Art, great seeing you again. The former
Great to see you.
Ronald Reagan Svengali, an economist, Art Laffer. By the way,
Welcome
you've
back
heard
to your
about.
office.
Thank you, my friend, very, very much.